listening to Orb, giving you the latest news from space. We'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast.
Welcome to Orb. Today we're going to talk about satellites falling down from space. We also have an interesting interview with Ingrid Pettersen from the Norwegian Space Center. Later on, we have an interesting cultural update. Knut Rød Ødegård has made a new film called Our Magical Universe. So stay tuned!
Hello, my name is Stacy, or also known as Spacey. I will now present for you some news about satellites. This week, the EURES satellite fell down to Earth. Fortunately, it did not cause any harm. The satellite ended up in the Pacific Sea, hundreds of meters away from land. For a long time, they worried that parts of this satellite, that actually had the size of a bus, could fall down and create dangerous situations, in worst case, death. It might sound strange, but satellites falling down are quite common. About 6,000 of them have been launched, and today there are only 2,000 left. The rest have fallen down, and usually they burn up before entering the atmosphere. As early as next month, another satellite could take its direction towards the Earth. The 2.4 tons heavy ROSAT has been floating in space as trash for about 12 years now, after the GPS system stopped working in 1999. NASA experts have calculated that the chance of ROSAT causing any harm is 50% bigger compared to ROSAT. But still, it's only 1 in 1,600. Today, we're lucky to present Ingrid Pettersen from the Norwegian Space Center. She's here to answer some questions from our listeners.
Hello!
First question is from Jane. She's wondering, is it possible to calculate exactly where the satellite will hit the Earth?
No, that's really difficult. I could almost say that it's impossible, actually.
This message is from Katie. She's wondering, how far away can we send satellites and still keep in contact with them?
We've already sent them further away than Pluto, but the only problem is that communication takes a long time, a really long time. From Mars, it takes 20 minutes, so from Pluto, it would take days.
And now we have a boy with the name Peter wondering, why do satellites have to come back to Earth? Can't we leave them up there or push them towards the sun?
That's a tricky one, but no. Pushing them away from the Earth would take huge amounts of fuel, so the costs would actually be too big.
Our last question is from Imogen. She's wondering, why don't they bump into each other? You said that there were hundreds of them up there.
Yes, I suppose you mean the satellites? Space is big. Even with 2,000, there are huge distances between them.
Thank you very much, Ingrid Pettersen. And that's all about satellites for today. And we're moving on to Jenna talking about cultural space news.
Yes, actually, the Norwegian astrophysicist Knut Rød Ødegård has made a new film about the universe together with his wife called Our Magical Universe. The film contains incredible photos taken by telescopes in the Atacama Desert in Chile. Pictures from the space telescope Hubble, which has soared around in space since 1990, has also been used. Knut Rød Ødegård and his wife Annemette Sandnes want to capture people's interest for the subject. According to a Norwegian newspaper, the couple have commented that mathematical formulas and complicated explanations are not the best way to explain the universe. Nevertheless, it is well known that the so-called popular science, in some cases, can make an academic not appreciated in the scientist environment.
So that's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 a.m.
You are now listening to Orb, giving you the latest news from space.